Hi there, I'm Ben, an RV technician here at Lichtsinn RV. Today we're going to be winterizing 36B Solis Pocket. Okay, there's a couple ways to winterize it. Your manual is going to tell you to blow it out with antifreeze or blow it out with air. So you can do it that way. That's a matter of draining everything out. I'll show you where the drains are and stuff for the Truma and the low points. And then buy a fitting that goes here that your air compressor can hook up to. And then blow the whole system out. And then go to every faucet and just blow little by little. Keep going back and forth until you get all of the water out. How we're going to do it today is I'm going to actually pump antifreeze through the whole thing. So it's going to take a little bit more. Roughly we're going to have anywhere from 4 to 5 gallons of antifreeze getting pumped into this. And that's because the Truma will get full of antifreeze and then we drain it out later. So the only way to pump antifreeze through this one is actually to hook up to the pump down here. So we have a hose made that right angles into the pump. So we'll go right to that filter there. And I pre-put the antifreeze into the Truma just because it does take a long time and takes a lot of antifreeze. So I filled the Truma up already, which took me about 3 gallons. Now we're just going to winterize the rest. So that's where we're sitting here with the antifreeze in there. So I'm going to start back here. You turn your water pump on here, which is right up here. You can turn that water pump on. There's a little green light on it. Now I'm going to grab this hose and I'm going to go cold and hot. So there's cold. So you want to have that nice pink coming out of it. Go down to hot. Nice pink coming out of it. That's how you know you're all the way through the lines and all the way winterized there. Now I'll go back to off on that. Okay, and while we're back here, so right above me here, we do have the bathroom sink right here. So we're just going to hit hot there, get nice pink coming out. Go over to cold. And get nice pink coming out of the cold also. Okay, then after that, right down here below me too, you can see it right here, we do have a preheat. So what I'm going to do is just hit that really quick. That's just going to help winterize that line, that circulation line there. And then actually, right here, you can see it, we're going to come to the kitchen sink too. And then I want to do hot and cold. So I'm going to go hot and cold until you got a nice steady stream of pink coming out. The main thing is to force all that water out, get that nice and pink coming out. Okay, now after you've ran water through all of the systems, whether it's the shower out back, the faucet in the bathroom, kitchen faucet, now there's a couple more valves inside that will have to go and actually drain the Truma and some low point drains we have to hit. So why don't we go inside and I'll show you those. Okay, now we came inside. One thing I want you to do is shut your water pump off now. So up here on the monitor panel, there's a water pump switch here, which I just want you to shut that water pump off. And now what we're going to do is actually go under this bench seat right behind the driver's seat. That's actually where the Truma combi is. So that's your water heater and your furnace actually for the coach. That's where a couple valves are and the drain for the Truma is. So I'm going to lift this backrest off. I'll set that out of our way. And I've actually already taken the panel loose here, which is here. There's just 4 screws in it. Take those 4 screws out. And now right around the corner here, straight down, it's going to be really, really hard to see. There's going to be 2 silver knobs and then there's 1 yellow handle. The yellow handle is to drain our Truma. The other 2 knobs are actually just low point drains. What we need to do is open all 3 of those to drain the system out. Now I'm going to go down there and open that one, and the yellow handle. So now what we're doing is we're draining all of the RV antifreeze out of the Truma because it doesn't need to be in there. Once we pump RV antifreeze through the whole coach, we don't need it in there anymore. So now we're just draining it out to get it out of the Truma so it's not holding. Those low point drains I'll leave open the whole time that we're draining. And then just one more valve in the back that I want to show you when we go outside. But here, make sure you open those. They'll take about 5 to 10 minutes to drain that whole Truma. Let it drain completely. But yeah, now let's go outside and I'll show you that one valve in the back still. Okay, now that we're back at the back of the coach, so the one valve I really want you to open to is right here. There's a valve right down here. Let me just open it. So right there and right here. So this one's a low point. The other one drains your fresh water tank. So again, we want to leave those open until everything's emptied. Get all the Truma, all that stuff drained out of there. Then what we can do is actually disconnect this hose that I have here. Disconnect it from the pump, hook the pump back up. Main thing is with the paper towels, go clean your sinks. Clean everything up. You might have a little drip down here. Wipe all that up. Because RV antifreeze can actually stain, so you want to get it all cleaned up. The last thing would be when you're all done with everything, make sure your tanks are dumped. Make sure all the liquid's out of everything pretty much. It's the best way to winterize. Other than that, there's really not much to winterize in this. It does take some antifreeze to do this one, so you can do it with air, less antifreeze. But other than that, that's all there is to winterizing 36B Solis Pocket.